Good morning, and thank you all for being here on this actually beautiful day. What we know is that every day it's getting harder and harder for families in Connecticut to balance their personal family budgets, their kitchen table economics, if you will. Today's average gas price in Connecticut is $4.48 per gallon. Last year, the price was $2.83. That's a 58% increase in 1 year. Gas prices have been rising steadily for months now, thanks to the president's policies. The impact of the war is only worsening a problem that has been long in the making. Families need relief at the pump today. They need immediate relief. They don't need relief next year. They need it now. Tax credits don't bring relief to the taxpayer's pocket today. A tax cut that we're proposing does. We're here today to call on all Connecticut legislators to immediately suspend the state's gross receipts tax on gasoline, which has risen to 26.4 cents per gallon. We are also demanding that Connecticut's federal delegation follow through on calls to halt the federal 18.4 cent per gallon tax. Our delegation is entirely made up of Democrats. The Democrats have majority in both the House and Senate and the U.S. Congress, and the president is a Democrat. Let's see if they can get this over the line for the good people of the state of Connecticut. Together, these proposals will immediately save Connecticut residents 44.8 cents on every gallon of gasoline they buy. Connecticut can afford this tax today. Our state has a surplus in revenue collected from taxpayers as a result of inflation. That windfall must be returned to Connecticut taxpayers to provide relief. The inflation-related surplus alone covers the cost of this tax relief today for the remainder of this fiscal year. This is, quite frankly, a no-brainer and will provide immediate relief to families who need it most now, today. We can go into session immediately, as soon as next Wednesday, to pass this tax cut and pass the legislation to ensure the tax cut is passed on to consumers who are the ones that need this relief. With that, I'm going to turn it over to my colleague from the House, State Representative Vincent Candelora.
Thank you and good morning. As Senator Kelly has pointed out, we're calling for the suspension of the gross receipts tax. You know, over the last 2 years, COVID has put people into isolation, and we finally have seen all of our restrictions being lifted, and things are all getting back to normal. And the thought now that residents have been caught off guard by this dramatic increase in our gas prices, which is sending people potentially back into isolation. People are now deciding whether they're going to go to an event, go to work, bring their children to different opportunities. They're now faced with that decision of when can I drive, where can I drive, and those are stressors that people shouldn't be facing right now as we are trying to get back to our new normal. As Senator Kelly pointed out, you know, we have surplus after surplus, we have federal money that's come in, and I think that this is an issue that certainly is COVID related. It has impacted our constituents. One of the reasons why we're here today, and we're asking for it to be immediately inserted, because I think when I speak for my colleagues, we have never been inundated more from our constituents of the panic that they are going through trying to make ends meet. And so I think it's important that we act now. And we are asking for this suspension to be to July 1st, because that would give the Appropriations Committee and the Finance Committee to continue on with their budget process to look at providing even more long-term relief going into the next budget year. And with that, I'm going to have Devin Carney, our ranking member of Transportation, say a few remarks on this issue.
Thank you all for coming. Thank you to Representative Candelora and Senator Kelly and all of my colleagues. Now, this is really about helping the hardworking families of the state of Connecticut who are in desperate need of relief right now from the astronomical gas prices that we're seeing. I mean, this is affecting parents driving their kids to schools and people trying to get to work. And this building has the opportunity now to reduce that burden. It's not going to make the price of gas go down astronomically, but we should not be profiting because of a war that Vladimir Putin is putting on the whole world. The state of Connecticut needs to take a break from this tax, albeit till July 1st or longer if need be, to help the people of the state of Connecticut. You know, last year the governor pushed a highway use tax, which is going to impact additionally the cost of goods, the cost of shipping, the cost of delivery. That should be suspended. And also other Democrats from around the country, including the governors of Michigan, Wisconsin, and Minnesota, have called on the federal government to suspend the 18-cent gas tax. And Dick Blumenthal has said it should be suspended too. We haven't heard a peep from Governor Lamont on that. He's promising tax relief, but when is that tax relief going to happen? Is it going to happen today when it needs to happen, or is it going to happen potentially next year? And I do just want to say one other thing. You know, the Transportation Committee has done good work, and you know, I know most of us are very supportive of electric vehicles, but the fact that the Transportation Committee and the Environment Committee is holding a hearing tomorrow to give rebates to wealthy people to purchase Teslas while working class people are struggling to fill up their tanks is insulting. We can take a break from that. Let's help people now. Let's not give in to any of that stuff and get people more money in their pockets at a time when they need it most.
Thank you. And with that, we would be happy to answer any questions.